Hey guys, my name is Jonathan and today I'll be doing an unboxing on my brand new NETGEAR GS724TPP 26-port Ethernet switch. I purchased the switch from Amazon for $256.49 before tax shipped. They usually retail for around, I believe, $580, and I was able to get it on sale. Right now it's November of 2023. I'm very excited about this Ethernet switch because I will be using this on I'm building an enterprise style of a network at my home, and this switch is going to be basically the main hub of where all of my cables are going to connect to. I'm going to have actual runs go into each wall plate. So for instance, this entertainment center in my living room, I'm going to have one Ethernet cable going to the TV, so I have the fastest internet there, and I'm also going to have 4 Ethernet runs directly to the wall so that I can have one for the receiver, the PS5, and any other 2 auxiliary pieces, such as like another video game console or a laptop if we want to watch a movie through a laptop, and we can get the fastest internet. And I do not want to use secondary switches. Just me being me, just want to make myself, or make it an enterprise style system where everything will run to the master bedroom, and I'm going to have a network rack, and then I'm going to have a patch panel, so you can physically disable by unplugging, and you can remap and relocate all the cabling. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the unboxing. Alright guys, so this is the packaging it comes with. Once again, this is the GS724TPP. This is a 24-port, well technically a 26-port, has 24-port Ethernet and a 2-port SFP, which is a fiber optic. And this is a POE Plus smart switch. This one produces about 380 watts of power. It does have 2 different counterparts. This is the higher model of the counterparts. They do have the base, which is going to be a GS724T. That's strictly just going to be a switch. It's going to be a smart switch, but it won't have any POE functions, or won't be able to power up any POE devices through the Ethernet. And then they have another model between that one and this one, which is the GS724TP. That one's going to be able to produce 190 watts. And you have this model, which is the one I have, which is the GS724TPP, which is 380 watts. I was actually thinking, or was actually planning on buying the GS724T, considering that it was completely silent and there are no fans. But I do plan on putting a wireless access point in our living room, right up there. Not sure if you guys can see that. And I want that to be POE powered, so I needed a switch to power that. And I was originally going to put a POE injector, which is when you have just a regular normal switch, it'll be able to add power and inject power through it. But then when I ended up buying a smart light switch for the house, it used this hub that I actually also wanted to put up there with the wireless access point, so that it'll be in the center of the home, and I'll be able to turn on different lights and bring up and down the curtains. And I want that to be also POE. So considering that, I ended up going with a POE switch, and at the time this one was actually cheaper than the GS724TP. Like what I said, I got this for literally almost half the price. It was on sale on Amazon. Let's go ahead and open it up. This one does have NETGEAR Insight, so you can remotely configure this switch. It is a smart switch, so I believe you can set up all the ports. You can turn on and off POE function in any of the ports that you choose. But I definitely have to learn this. I've never messed with this stuff before. This is actually my first smart switch, and this is sort of like a laboratory network that I'm doing just for personal use. I plan on putting a network attached storage onto my network rack, and it's really just for experimentation, and I love this stuff. So I'm very excited to open this and get this enterprise style network running at my home. Alright, so upon opening it, we have basics, which is the installation guide. I do love how on these switches it shows you status lights. It'll let you know which, I believe it'll also let you know which one is running at, let's say, 100 megabits per second versus 1 gigabit. And I'm honestly not even 100% sure if this can do 10 gigabits. It does have SFP, but regardless, I don't have any devices or anything that would really utilize 10 gigabit per second data transfer or rate or whatever you call it. So this one will be just fine for me. Looks like it also, yeah, so it looks like you can also manage this. Oh, never mind, this is just to register it. But yeah, looks like, I'm pretty sure you can manage this for sure on a local network if you just type in IP address and you know the username and password to do any administrative stuff on the switch. And considering this has the Insight stuff, I believe you can also do it remotely. So I'll definitely be trying that out. Here's the power cable. This is just the regular, good old power cable you can find for any PC. And this is the rack mount hardware. So this will allow me to mount it on the rack, and this is a 1U size, so this will only take up 1U of space in my rack. And I will also be doing an unboxing video on the rack that I bought, the network rack I bought. So check my other videos in my channel if you guys want to see that. That's it. And now for the actual switch. Wow, what a beautiful switch. Put this. Put this aside actually. Wow. This switch is beautiful. Like what I said, 24 ports, or 24 Ethernet ports, and the 2 SFP ports. And looks like, if I'm not mistaken, you can't just connect the fiber optic to it. I'm not too familiar with SFP, to be honest, but I see some contacts there, so I believe you might need to put an SFP module, if that's what I've heard of before. But regardless, I wouldn't be able to use this because I'm running my network strictly on Cat6 cable. And yeah, the status lights, if it's green, you're running at 1000 megabits, which I believe is 1 gigabit. Correct me if I'm wrong. And the 10100 would be yellow, and blinking would be active or activity. And green would be POE powered, and yellow would be POE fault. And that would be the lights under it. Wow, this switch is beautiful. So this switch does have 3 fans, and that's one thing that I am a little nervous about. The GS724T that doesn't have any POE capabilities has no fans, so it's silent, and the 190 watt GS24TP only has 2 fans, and this one I have has 3 fans because it has 380 watts. I'm hoping that they have speed control, and I'm hoping that they don't always run at full blast, considering that I'm only going to be utilizing 2 ports for PoE, which is going to be little to nothing in terms of load. Wow. So you guys can take a look at it. One side has open vent so air can pass through, and this side has the fans. I do see they look like 3-wire fans, and if they are 3-wire fans, then I'm not sure if they are speed controlled, because if they are speed controlled, they should have 4 wires if I'm not mistaken. 2 for power, 1 for the tach or tachometer for speed, and the other one for the pulse width modulation, PWM. But we'll see. But let's go ahead and plug it in and let's see how loud she is just with nothing connected. Because that is honestly what I am a little worried about, is how loud it's going to be, especially how it's going to be in a master bedroom closet. Alright, so we'll plug it in right here. Okay, let me find this. Alright, so let's sit down. Right now, it is completely silent. Power's on. Let's see if the fans are spinning. The fans are not spinning. So what I'm hoping is that those fans do not spin unless it needs to be, or it needs to spin, in terms of in case that starts to heat up and it will spin only when needed. So I'm hoping that stays like that. But yeah, this thing is all powered up. We got a green light. It just had, I believe it just had a initialize and boot up. But very excited. This is going to be the main hub of my enterprise network at my home. NETGEAR is a really good brand. I was looking into Cisco, but it looks like Cisco is leaning more towards business enterprise, and I see switches going for over $1,000. I was also looking into the UDM, was it Ubiquity? UDM, if I'm not mistaken. But that one ends up having a 16 port, and you'd have to end up going up to transferring it to another 26 or 48 port switch, which is more than what I need for what I'm looking for. With the amount of cables that I plan on routing and connecting to this, I should be using up just about every single port on this, and I don't plan on needing more in terms of ports. So, but worst case scenario, if I do end up needing it later down in the future, I could always get another NETGEAR switch, maybe even a non-POE switch, and then use these SFP or even just the Ethernet to bridge them, so I can get more ports. But so far, I'm really happy with the way it looks. This thing is beautiful. Stay tuned on my next videos as I build this enterprise network, as I get this network rack put up and I get everything wired up. It's something you guys don't want to miss, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching.